Alright, let's dive into a story that's equal parts fascinating and cringeworthy. The Tale of Christopher Columbus. The Discovery, a 90s historical film that somehow managed to become a cinematic train wreck. And when I say train wreck, I mean the kind where you can't look away because it's just that bad. But what makes this really interesting is how it wasn't just a flop, it was a vortex of disasters, from lawsuits to broken partnerships, and even Tom Selleck taking a 3-year hiatus from acting. Personally, I think this movie is a perfect case study in how ambition can go horribly wrong when execution falls flat. Here's the hook. Imagine you're Tom Selleck, fresh off the success of Magnum, P.I. and Quickly Down Under, and you're offered a chance to work with Marlon Brando. I mean Brando. The guy's a legend. But here's the catch. The script is mediocre at best, and your gut tells you something's off. What many people don't realize is that Selleck actually had a bad feeling about this project, but he went ahead anyway because, well, it's Brando. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a classic example of how even the biggest names can't save a flawed concept. And let's be real, working with Brando wasn't exactly a guarantee of success, especially later in his career. Now, let's talk about the production itself. The Salkinds, the father-son duo behind Superman, thought they could pull off a historical epic to commemorate the 500th anniversary of Columbus' voyage. On paper, it sounds like a great idea, right? But here's where things get messy. The original director, George P. Cosmatos, left due to creative differences. Then Timothy Dalton and Isabella Rossellini followed suit, and all three filed lawsuits. One thing that immediately stands out is how this movie became a magnet for chaos. It's like the universe was conspiring against it. And then, there's Brando, who demanded his name be removed from the credits because the film didn't address Columbus' role in the genocide of Native Americans. Spoiler alert, the producers ignored him. From my perspective, the biggest tragedy here isn't just the film's failure, it's how it wasted so much potential. You've got a seasoned director like John Glenn, who'd worked on Bond films, and a cast that included Selleck, Brando, and Rachel Ward. But the end result? A dull, historically inaccurate mess that barely hinted at the darker aspects of Columbus' journey. A detail I find fascinating is how the film tried to gloss over the spread of disease and the exploitation of indigenous people, which just feels tone-deaf, especially in hindsight. What this really suggests is that Hollywood often prioritizes spectacle over substance, even when dealing with sensitive historical topics. And let's not forget the financial side of things. The movie cost $40 million to make and brought in a measly $8.2 million at the box office. That's not just a flop, it's a catastrophic failure. What makes this even more painful is that it was the last film the Salkinds made together. Alexander Salkind himself said, "I know, after this, that I'll never make movies again. If that's not a dramatic end to a career, I don't know what is." Critics, of course, ripped it apart. Roger Ebert called it lackluster, and Peter Rainer said it wasn't politically correct, cinematically correct, humanly correct, or historically correct. Ouch. But here's the thing, this movie isn't just a bad film, it's a cautionary tale. It raises a deeper question. How do projects with so much talent and ambition end up failing so spectacularly? In my opinion, it's a combination of poor scripting, misaligned visions, and a lack of respect for the subject matter. Finally, let's circle back to Tom Selleck. After this debacle, he took a 3-year break from acting. When asked about it, he said the movie wasn't really worth doing. And you know what? I can't blame him. Sometimes, walking away is the best decision you can make. This raises a deeper question. How many other actors have been scarred by projects like this? And how many great careers have been sidetracked by one bad choice? So, here's my closing thought. Christopher Columbus. The Discovery isn't just a bad movie. It's a reminder that even the most promising ideas can crumble under the weight of poor execution. It's a story about hubris, missed opportunities, and the consequences of ignoring red flags. And honestly, I kind of love it for that. It's a disaster, but it's our disaster, a perfect example of what happens when Hollywood gets it very, very wrong. What do you think? Is this movie a forgotten gem, or just a cautionary tale? Let me know in the comments below.